solving the crime is cut in half if they don't get a lead within the first 48 hours. All right, we have 2 suspects. We already know the details, but we're just gonna see what they gonna say. Peace, assalamu alaikum, hope tip. What's up, what's happening, or whatever it is you ascribe to. Today I'm gonna tell a story about these 2 guys. I ain't gonna say the guy's name. They were I'm calling it the first 48 hours, but it really wasn't the first 48 hours. Shit, they got caught within an hour. But I'm calling it the first 48 hours. Robbery went totally wrong. So say me out now. And don't y'all go stealing my stilo. I've been saying that for years. I started saying it when I was in prison. It was my ad-lib when I was doing the rap music. So these 2 guys, again, I'm not gonna say their name. They were both young. I'm gonna just call them guy number 1, and I'm gonna call them guy number 2. So guy number 1 and guy number 2, they came up with this plan to go rob a pawn shop. Now these 2 guys were so young, immature, and stupid that the pawn shop that they robbed was right by the police station. I'm talking about right next door to the police station. Yeah, forgive me, I had to go take a little coffee break. So yeah, guy number 1, guy number 2, pure stupidity. They rob a pawn shop right by the police station, right? Now, I'm trying to go on and do the video before my wife pull up, because we gotta go take care of some things for the children. But so guy number 2 come knock on guy number 1 door. Now both of these guys supposed to be at school, but he knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Guy number 1 answered the door like, man, what's up? He's like, man, look, I got this lick, bro. I got this lick. I said, he said, you got a lick? He was like, yeah. I was like, we just hit a lick, the other day. They robbed a spot and they got like $3,000-$4,000, but they had to split it 4 ways. But them being that young, they was good. They weren't but 16 years old, so they was good with that. So guy number 1 like, man, we just hit a lick. He was like, yeah, nah, I know, but I done messed all my money. So guy number 1 like, okay, what's the lick? People put me up on the lick. So guy number 2 like, man, we gonna go rob a pawn shop. We're gonna get the guns and we gonna take them to across the state and sell the guns, because the place, I'm not gonna say the name of the city, but the place they gonna take the guns to it was a hot commodity for buying guns and buying cars. And so he was like, we're gonna get the guns, gonna get a crack runner, and we're gonna take them over there and get some money. So guy number 1, he really don't want to do it, really ain't had no business do it, because guy number 1, he was a player. Like I said, they had just hit a lick, and guy number 1, he was selling a little dope. What's up? My children always messing on my floor. But guy number 1, he was a little player, a little hustler. He was selling a little dope. So he think he having second thoughts, but he goes to move anyway. So they walked down the street, and that one of them had no car. They were getting crack runners. For those who don't know what a crack runner is back then, you can have some crack, go find a crackhead who got a car, give him the crack, they'll let you use the car. It's supposed to be for a certain amount of time, but them guys were young, they were wild, they'll end up having a car 1, 2, 3 days. So they walking down the street to one of the spots. I guess you would call it a crack spot, because that's where everybody was hustling and gambling and all that. And they go get a shotgun, and guy number 1 had a .357. So they mobbing to the spot. They mobbing to the pawn shop they about to go rob. Now, they walked up here. So in the midst of them walking up here, again, they supposed to be in school, but they not, both of them. Guy number 1 got kicked out, and guy number 2, he Probably never did go to school. But anyway, guy number two, they walk into the place they about to rob, and they passing by, a couple of OGs in the hood, and they could tell they ain't up to no good because they saying little slick stuff. So they make it to the spot, and to make a long story short, guy number one is a distraction, and guy number two is the robber. So guy number two, up his strap, it was a female behind the counter, and told the lady, let me get them guns, let me get them guns, let me get the guns. The lady, she panicking. Okay, don't shoot, okay. So, our pawn shop set up that you can see all the guns, and they got guns on the wall. And she going in the glass, and, guy number two, he had a army bag. That's another thing that made them suspicious. He had a big old army bag, and she putting the guns in the army bag. Now, guy number one, stupid, he walking to the back, because in his mind, there's more guns back here. So he walking to the back. So he get to the back, and he see a guy. He see another man back there. So he freeze. Now he got a 357. He got it tucked in his pants. So the guy just so happened to look, and when he looked, guy number one trying to get in his pants to raise the gun, and the man is rushing towards guy number one, and he rushing him, and he ain't moving fast enough to up the gun. He grab him, and they tussling him. Now guy number one, he was a little old bitty dude. It's a big old white boy. So they tussling him. But guy number one, he in panic mode. You know, when you in panic mode and you nervous and you scared, strength just come from nowhere. So guy number one, he kind of tossed him up off of him, and he turned around to, skedaddle to get up out of there. So guy number two, he see the commotion, and he got the bag. He see the commotion, and he see the commotion, and he see guy number one shoot past him, and he see the dude coming towards, chasing after guy number one. Well, he dropped the bag, and he turned the shotgun on him and told him, don't move. And, guy number one, he out the door. So I guess guy number two turn around, and he shoot out the door. Now they ain't got nothing but a bunch of drama. So all you hear is gunshot. Wow, wow, wow. Now while they running some train tracks over here, and guy number one, he already across the train track, and he on his way back to the neighborhood. He don't know what guy number two is. He don't know where he is. But so all of a sudden, guy number two pull up in the car. Guy number one jump in the car. They take off. Guy number two screaming and hollering, oh, I'm shot, oh, I'm shot, oh, I'm shot, I'm shot, I'm shot, I'm shot. So guy number one, like, dang, we gotta get you to the hospital. So we shoot down the highway. We go to another town outside of this town where guy number two had a little girlfriend with her. So cause she down, she in the street, so we know she down with her. So they make it to the town. They find her. They tell her that they gonna go ditch the car, so follow them. So she followed them. They ditch the car on the outskirts of the town. They get in her car, and guy number one main concern is get guy number two to the hospital. So they get back on the highway and go the direction that they came from, which they tried to ride the pawn shop at. So probably about 10 miles down the road, it's a roadblock. So the girl panicking. She don't know what to do. So it's not a roadblock where they got it blocked off where the car can't come through. They got cars on each side of the highway. So they let the car come through. And when the spot they was at, when you make that first lift, you right there in the hood. So she made that first lift, and the Police is behind her. She scared, spooked, crying. Guy number one, guy number two. When they first seen the police, they dug down. So they dug down in the seat. She scared, crying. She stopped, parked the car. She get out and she run. Police rush to the car, guns drawn. Get out, 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 get out. Before they get to the car, guy number one tell guy number two, I'm finna run. Guy number two said, man, don't run. If you run, they gonna shoot you. So I guess guy number one, like, okay, I do got a gun. We are armed and dangerous. So we just caught it is what it is. So they run up to the car, pull guy number one out, pull guy number two out, slam him on the ground, and put him in handcuffs. Let me rewind. When they went and ditched the car, they ditched the guns too. So they ain't found them. They ain't got no guns. But I guess guy number two was thinking, guy number one was thinking that they got a gun. So if he get out and run, they gonna shoot him. So they in the police car. Make a long story short, you gotta go through the hood in the area they at to get to the police station. Right there by the pawn shop that they robbed now. And they go through the hood. I guess the word is already out this fast. It ain't even been 2 hours within the first 48. No, within the first 2 hours. So guy number one looking out the window, he see everybody in the hood, they just looking, shaking their head. Guy number two, he shot like in between the back and the buttocks, and he trying not to let it be known that he shot, because then, they gonna know that it's them. They get to the county jail. Guy number one in the interrogation room, guy number two in another interrogation room. And guy number two, he kind of retarded. And so he probably couldn't up. But guy number one, he got sense. And he in the interrogation room. And they asking him, they saying, we know what you did. Now we know what you did. We know what y'all boys did. Y'all went and tried to rob some good white people. Y'all went and tried to rob some good white people. We know what y'all did. Only thing we want to know is where the guns at. Where the guns at. So in the midst of them talking to guy number one, I guess the radio come on, or somebody come to the door, and he leave. A few minutes later, he come back, and he say, well, we found the car, and there's blood all over the car, so we know one of y'all shot. Now, I don't think we want to know is where the guns at. Where the guns at? Guy number one thinking in his mind was, shoot, we caught red-handed. They got the car. They know guy number two been shot. So he just tell him anything, man, the guns down Highway 11. So he shoot out. About 2 hours later, he come back. We didn't find the gun. Well, guy number one like, man, I don't know. So they locked these two guys up, man. Pawn shop robbery gone wrong. They didn't get no guns. Didn't get no money. Now, guy number one, he had money up under his mattress in his room, and he had crack. So when guy number one get a chance to use the phone, he called his house. One of his brothers is at the house now. He tell his brother, what's going on. His brother go get what he had, and he went and hid it, not knowing that that was the start of his brother selling dope. So they locked up. Guy number one just is lost. Discombobulated, can't think. And it was just crazy how this robbery went wrong. Like, man, you young out there like that, man, don't be doing no silly stuff like that. Man, go to school. And if you don't know by now who guy number one and guy number two is, guy number one is me, guy number two is my crime partner on the first 2 hours. Peace. So before I got ready to upload the video, I realized I left out something. And I know y'all wondering, like, well, where he get the car from? And this is a true story. You know, every story I tell is the truth, no lie. But guy number 2, as we running away from the pawn shop, when I told her that they was shooting, guy number 2 gets shot once he crossed the track. He can't run no more. So it was a lady pulling up at a store, and I can't remember what the name of the store was at the time, but she was pulling up at the store, and he robbed her for her car. That's how he got the car, because he can't run no more. But God was with the guy number 2, because the lady had a 9mm sitting on the seat. God bless y'all. To the next story. Peace.